Hey man, how y'all doing out there? It's Love Dog, Pimps, Players, and Hustlers Fantasy Football League. Commish Message, week number 3. Man, we had some great games last week. It was really, really exciting. I know, congratulations to the Brew Dogs, first off, for winning the weekly prize. And as you can tell, we got somebody in the house.
Thanks for the intro, Lump. Hello, PPH. This is your treasurer, Volzer, here to break down the games from last week as well as the games from this week. We're going to take a look at all of them, talk a little bit about the teams, what things are looking like, and we're going to call some people out as well. So,
we always do that. So just a regular commish message, but I have a co-host, so I had to break out the sports desk. It's a little bit different setup, so I hope you all like it. Hopefully it'll inspire some of you, maybe. Come over here with the lump and help me host the shit. So
we'll guest host, actually.
Exactly. So I know we had some exciting games last week, and Volzer definitely wanted to start off here, so I'm going to throw it to him. Got to give the guest the first crack at it. So, man, Volzer, tell him about those games.
Thank you, Lump. First game we're going to talk about is Collar Poppin' Pimps playing Sac Valley Players. We had a score of 115 to 108 in this game. This was a tough loss for the coach, Lump, here for Collar Poppin' Pimps.
It was.
Matt Schaub, he continues to throw up big numbers each week for Sac Valley. 45 last week, big game. Jets defense looking strong this year as well. They threw up 20 points.
Great pick, huh?
Should have picked them in the 4th round, man. I don't know. But, and then the Collar Poppin' Pimps, with the score of 108, they had 38 from Cutler, but, the injury from Gore cost them and actually cost them the win. If he would have had probably a solid game from Gore, probably would have gotten the win this week. But, hey, we all know that's the way it rolls in fantasy football sometimes. The next game I want to talk about is the Jugs, Bubba Jugs versus A-Team. This was another good game. Foster was on the boards. Tourette's syndrome as usual, but he was calling fools out and talking a lot of shit towards the A-Team here. A-Team was a little, he's a disappearing act on the boards. I don't see much of him. No action from the A-Team, but good game anyways. 124 to 106. The Jugs team coming along pretty good. Brady put up a solid game with 33, even though he hasn't been putting up the numbers that he usually puts up. Deshaun Jackson was looking like a pimp. I mean, the speed on that guy is amazing.
Yeah.
22 points. And McGahee, I know last year I was calling him McGahee, and he usually is McGahee, but this year he's been strong. And 2 TDs last week, 9th round for Foster.
Yeah, exactly.
We're looking at the sleeper a little bit there. As much as I hate to say it about the Jugs, but I would call that a sleeper potential. So that's the breakdown for this game. A-Team, Warner putting up solid numbers with 33, Jennings and Reggie Wayne. That's a tough receiver combo right there. 19 and 11 respectively, but still came up a little short. So now I'm going to throw it back to Lump. He's going to talk about a few games here, and then we'll get back into it.
Hey, thanks, Foles. Hey, man, so I wanted to like the game between Papa's Rat Pack and Fuck You. Papa's Rat Pack pulls out the win 113 to 100 to get off the schneid. Does not fall to 0-3. The Papa, the old man, gets to 1-2. So congratulations to him. Fucking Paul gets Peyton to go for 58 and still can't pull out the win because the rest of his team, oh boy, took it down. So, Papa's wide receivers really came through for him this week and got just a solid game for Rivers. Not starting Flacco on his bench with over 40 points. Didn't hurt him, so that's all good. But he has a problem there at quarterback. 2 good quarterbacks. Might want to look to trade any of those, Papa, but just not to Duke. So, Foles, what other game did you like?
Well, I'm going to talk a little, speaking of Duke, of course, I had to talk about Duke's game because he's my favorite guy on the boards. URSO beat Team Brit 108 to 69. 108, that's a low score, It's not a 66, obviously, but it's not a high score either. So
you shouldn't win with 108 or 66.
True, very true. 108. Duke, this guy is got to be the luckiest guy on the face of the earth. If he scores low, he plays someone that scores low. If he needs 2 points on Monday night, he's going to get those extra 2 points to get that win. So I don't know if it's luck or if it's skill or a little bit of both, but you got to hand it to the guy. He always finds a way to make a win happen. He had Carson Palmer going for 26. Not a big game from his quarterback, but the Ravens defense had 4 picks for 23 points. That's gonna make the difference. Team Brit, no offensive touchdowns, and believe me, I know how you feel. But did have a bright spot with the Vikings D and a 101-yard kick return touchdown. Gotta love that, especially as a Vikings fan. But definitely coming up low with the score of 69. So tough week for Brit, but URSO came out ahead. Back to you, Lump.
Right on, man. So game of the week had to be good with the Brew Dogs and Ass to Mouth. Man, Ass to Mouth takes a hard loss, scoring 135. You think with a score like that you would pick up the win? That's a tough loss to take to the Brew Dogs for winning the cash and winning the game 143. I mean, entire team pretty much went off for Darren, but mainly his wide receivers and definitely Vernon Davis. 21 from your tight end position is going to get you the win most weeks. Look what Duke did week 1. He gets 21 from Colston, or what's that guy's name in Seattle? I can never pronounce his name. John Colston, something like that. Gets 21 from him, beats Patty by 1 point. So, you know, that's a tough loss again to take for ATM, our defending champ. Even Maurice Jones-Drew led his team with 33, and then Rodgers showed up against the Rams, but we all expected him with 47. So, you know, those are 2 huge games, and to lose that, it's got to be a tough loss once again. So, and I know Volzer doesn't want to talk about it. He doesn't want to hear about it. I promised I would save it to last. So, the other game and the last game was Patty's Playboys taking out Any Given Sunday, 95 to 66. Yeah, that's what I said, 66.
Wasn't the lowest score ever, though. I did check on that.
You're right, it wasn't. And Patty's Playboys and Papa's Rat Pack share that distinct honor with 47 points. Thank you for looking that up.
No problem.
And the history.
In the PPH Sports Department.
Thank you. And then, so who led Patty's to the win, you think? You think, oh, who would Patty? LT was playing. No. It was Big Ben, Roethlisberger, and then fucking some French guy named Pierre Gasson.
Oui, oui.
Pierre. My name is Pierre Gasson. I'm French. It's like, have a croissant. Oui, oui. Scoring touchdowns. Leading Patty to a win. It's like, come on, man. Who has that guy in his team? Well, good pickup, Patty. So, got you the win with under 100 points scored. Again, that's not a score you should win with, but you got it. So, congratulations. But, you know, I know Any Given Sunday had something to say about that.
Well, you know, that was a disappointing loss, obviously. No touchdowns for my entire team. Another big injury to my boy, Felix. Yeah. I mean, I love this guy. He is a player. And that's what I wanted for my team this year. I wanted talented running backs like Chris Johnson, Felix Jones, McFadden, even though McFadden has been a motherfucking bust, but that's all right. That's usually the way I roll. You know, I start off slow and then I pick it up towards the end of the season. But one thing I don't do is disappear from the boards or disappear from the Commish Message. Ooh. I called Lump up. I came out tonight despite my big loss, despite the 66 points. I'm on the boards. I'm in the Commish Message. And I'm calling out a few fools tonight. That's tough to say sometimes.
Say it 5 times fast.
Yeah. First off, Patty, where you at, man? I know you can talk some shit out there. You talk shit with the best of them, but you disappear when it comes to the boards. Where are you at?
No news stories.
No news stories. No chat. I get an occasional chat, 49er or whatever. Come on, man. Come a little bit more than that. I know you got it. I also want to call out my boy Dan. And Dan actually gets 2 awards. 1 for being Houdini on the boards and disappearing, and 2 for being the deadbeat of the week. And I know Foster's going to run with this, and I know Dan's been sick, and I feel bad for him, and I know times are tough, but right now, the balance is $243. That is too high for this league. Send me a check, shoot me a message on the boards, but I need to hear something about a payment. Something. Come at it. Here we go. If you start posting the boards, maybe we'll give you a little leeway. But right now, you ain't contributing nothing, including financially. All right? Well, who else do you want to call out today?